for Philadelphia. Next week's going to be very, very personal on the morning rush. Those guys have tagged us in everything. They really, and you know what? They have a really good team. That's what sucks. I hope this doesn't become Cowboys-Niners the first couple years. I hope it doesn't become the Packers-Niners. But first things first, we have to handle those jokers up in Seattle. These wannabes. This startup company. I can't stand the Seahawks. Beating them 3 times last year felt so good. Going up to Seattle and clinching the NFC West in the hat and T-shirt game on Thursday Night Football. Brock Purdy with broken ribs. No Deebo Samuel. Had to feel good for Seattle, right? Then they come down to Levi Stadium and they get pounded in the second half. And the best part about it is Softy, Baller, and Dick Fain were miserable all offseason. They had to start talking about the Seattle Kraken. And you know, they don't know hockey. Oh, wait, we got Dick Fain on? Dick Fain! Good to hear from you, man. 93.3 KJR up in Seattle. One of my favorite shows in the world. Dick Fain, so good to hear from you. Happy Thanksgiving.
What's going on, guys? How we doing?
Oh, I'm doing good, man. We get to play the Seahawks and get another win and get ready for Philadelphia and get closer to winning the NFC West. How is everybody feeling in Seattle about this game tomorrow night, Dick?
You know, I think everybody in Seattle just kind of realizes what the Seahawks are. And the Seahawks are a team that has a rebuilding defense similar to what they did 11 years ago. And that's not going to come to fruition with Geno Smith at quarterback as a Super Bowl championship team this year. And I think finally Seahawks fans have gotten through the whole, well, wait a second, we're the Seahawks. We're a Super Bowl championship team every year. I think they realized that once Russ left, had that down year, Geno came, was surprising last year, and then they spent all that draft capital and well-spent draft capital. I mean, you take a look at what this team has done in the first and second rounds of the last 2 years. It is absolutely ridiculous. I would put it up with the first and second rounds of any team in the NFL, and this defense is almost ready. It's not there yet. It's almost ready. It will be there next year, and we'll see what quarterback do they put with that defense. Will it be a Russell Wilson situation where they draft a guy and say, listen, your team is ready. You've got DK, you got Tyler to throw to, you got K-Dub right behind you, you've got a rebuild offensive line, and you've got a top-5 defense. All you got to do is don't make mistakes, and then next year, this might be the year that the team pops. But it's certainly not this year, guys. So, I mean, I'd love to play smack talk with you. I'd love to play, hey, we're going to get this win tomorrow. We're going to push you for the division title. Man, I handed you the division title on August 1st, guys.
Come on. You're not. Is this really Dick Fain? Is this his son?
Well,
is this his nephew?
I gotta be honest. I gotta be honest with you. I think the San Francisco 49ers are the best team, at least in the NFC, if not the entire NFL. And it was absolutely ridiculous. I hope your fans were smart enough to see through the 3-game losing streak and to realize slumps happen. And I hope you guys weren't jumping off the 49er bandwagon, because I was saying on the air up here, listen, don't worry about the 49ers. They're going to win their 12, 13 games. Don't worry about the 49ers. And look, you guys have looked like the 49ers the last couple of years.
Hey, Shasky, he's trying to pull the okey-doke on us.
I can psychological warfare.
He's trying to pull the okey-doke on us.
I don't buy it. I'm calling cap on that. And so talk about this defense right quick, because you guys got torched in that playoff game, and I think it was closer than it looked and closer than it ended up being in that fourth quarter. But you've got 8 new starters, and you referenced all of the young players. Bobby Wagner's still in the middle, even though he left and came back, and he looks like not the same Bobby Wagner. McCaffrey's been eaten in the 2 matchups against you guys. George Kittle's eaten in the last 2 matchups against you guys. How is this defense now, personnel-wise, set up to slow down the 49ers personnel?
Well, it's much better against the pass, guys. It's much better now, because Devin Witherspoon is an absolute freak. I mean, as much of a freak as we thought Tariq Woolen last year was, and Tariq Woolen had a very, very good last year. He has been good this year. He has been every bit top 20 corner in the NFL. But Devin Witherspoon's built different, guys. Oh my God! You put him any place on the field. You want him to defend one-on-one, 40 yards down the sideline? He can do that. You want to put him on the edge and blow up a quarterback? He's done that like 3 or 4 times too. I mean, he plays the run. He is just a consummate corner. He is a consummate Pete Carroll cornerback. I mean, now we see why they draft him 5th overall. Okay, I tell you what, we were live on the air when that pick came out, and Softy and I looked at each other and we were like, a corner? Really? You're like 4 corners deep. Why do you need a 5th corner that's likely going to be a slot guy? Well, he can play in the slot. He can also play outside, and that dude never, ever, ever comes off the field. So their depth at corner is ridiculous. Boye Mafe, guys. Yeah. Boye Mafe off the edge. Had a good rookie year last year. He is Pro Bowler this year, damn near All-Pro. He just fell one game short of breaking Javon Curse's all-time record for most games consecutive with a sack for a first or second-year player. That's what type of pass rusher Boye Mafe is.
And you're already waving the white flag?
Yeah, because Geno Smith's the quarterback, guys.
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it, Dick.
Listen,
No. Well,
listen, Geno's and the offensive line is not set yet. You're still a couple pieces short on that offensive line. Geno Smith, I'll tell you when to be afraid of Geno Smith, all right? Here's the situation on Thursday night if we get here that you should be afraid of Geno Smith. 2 minutes left in the game. San Francisco just scores a touchdown to go up 4. That's when you should be afraid of Geno Smith. Remember all those times you were afraid of Russell Wilson? Like, oh, damn, Russell's going to do his thing in the last 2 minutes. For some reason, Geno Smith has got that in him. The problem is the rest of the game, when the game's kind of just when he has to kind of read what's going on and he has to kind of build something over the course of the game, he's very mediocre. But he turns into a really good quarterback, down 3, down 4. You saw it against the Rams. You saw it against the Commanders 2 weeks ago, led him to a game-winning field goal. You saw it against the Rams. If Jason Myers doesn't frickin' slice a 55-yarder into the trees like I do with my 5-iron for 175, the Seahawks would have had back-to-back wins on last-second field goals because of Geno Smith and his late-game heroics. That's when he's at his best. So I tell you what, you want to win this game, don't give the ball back to Geno up 1 score. Don't give the ball back to Geno up. Well, you better be up 2 scores if Geno's got the ball in the last 2 minutes of the game, or I'd say hold on.
So we got a couple things here, Dick, that I want to get to. Dick Fain, 93.3 in Seattle, good friend. I love him. I obviously, Softy and Dick have treated me well through the years here as we get ready for Seattle and the 49ers. Brock Purdy just won Player of the Week in the NFC, 333 passing yards. 21-25, perfect passer rating. I don't even know what passer rating means. I refuse to get into that, but he was really, really good last Sunday. How do Seahawk fans, how do you guys view Brock Purdy from up north?
I think there's a healthy respect for Brock Purdy and a respect that Brock Purdy is in the perfect system for Brock Purdy. You put Brock Purdy on the Jets, he's better than Zach Wilson, but he's not Brock Purdy. You put Brock Purdy, on the Raiders, on the Saints, on most teams in the NFL, and he's just another starting quarterback like most of the starting quarterbacks in the NFL. But since he's on the Niners, and Kyle Shanahan is a magician taking less than great quarterbacks, Jimmy Garoppolo, and turning them into winning quarterbacks, not Pro Bowl quarterbacks, but winning quarterbacks, that's what he is. And I think the Seahawks have a great respect for it, and I think you've got the right man for the job right now because we went through that before. You got a guy that's making nothing at the quarterback position that's giving you quality play. That opens the door up for greatness, guys, because you can just buy everybody at all the other positions. That's what the Hawks did. They just loaded up the LOB. They got themselves wide receivers. They got themselves Marshawn Lynch from Buffalo, and they just said, hey, we got our quarterback making $500,000 a year. We are going to load this puppy up, and that is hopefully what the Seahawks are going to do next year when they get a quarterback that's making under $1 million.
The backhanded way you're talking about Brock Purdy really disgusts me because for like a decade, we did the same thing to your guy, Russell Wilson. Well, when you got Marshawn Lynch and, you got that defense, you just don't screw it up, and you got Pete Carroll, you're good to go. Like, isn't it ironic that you guys are now using the same defense that everyone used against Russell Wilson to slander Brock Purdy? Like, it's richly ironic.
Well, what is Brock? Put Brock Purdy on 20 teams in the NFL. What is he? Is he a Pro Bowl quarterback?
I'm watching a guy who's a very good player. He's an excellent player. Yeah, he's much better than Derek Carr, much better than Jimmy Garoppolo, much better than any of the guys you want to give credit to. Like, he's way better than Geno Smith. Like, that's undoubtedly. Yeah, he's an excellent upper echelon top 10 quarterback. Absolutely. The tape don't lie.
All right, well, I would put him I would put him in that probably 10 to 15 range with Geno because when I evaluate these guys, I say, okay, what would Geno Smith look like with Kyle Shanahan? And what would Brock Purdy look like with Shane Waldron? And my answer to that is Geno Smith would be a better quarterback with Kyle Shanahan in San Francisco than Brock Purdy would be in Seattle with Shane Waldron.
Yeah, again, I call cap on that. And I would also say to you, what would Joe Montana look like without Bill Walsh? I mean, like, we could do that till we're blue in the face. Like, really? Geno Smith has never been a better football player than Brock Purdy.
Damn.
That's good. That's like,
that'll make the rounds around here, Dick, all day long.
I'm not letting that slide. Like, watch the tape.
Don't tell me Brock Purdy's Russell Wilson, because Russell Wilson did it with Pete Carroll and like 14 different offensive coordinators in his first 5 years of his career. So don't tell me Brock Purdy's the next coming of Russell Wilson.
No, what I'm saying is the same way that people were slandering Russell Wilson, you're doing the exact same thing to Brock Purdy, basically blaming his circumstances and the personnel around him for why he's not good. Then why wasn't Nick Mullins good? Then why wasn't Jimmy this efficient? Why did Trey Lance not do anything? Like, we could do that till we're blue in the face. We've got to give the player credit at some point.
Well, I think you mentioned the name. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo goes away from San Francisco and he's an absolute nothing. Jimmy Garoppolo takes you to a Super Bowl, almost wins it, takes you to an NFC Championship game. Jaquiski Tartt hangs on to a damn interception. We're not even talking about a Rams Super Bowl. We're talking about a Jimmy Garoppolo Super Bowl. So, I mean, that's what Seahawks fans see. They see, my God, Kyle Shanahan could turn Jimmy Garoppolo into basically a two-time Super Bowl quarterback. Then we're not, Brock Purdy is a victim in our minds of the success of Jimmy Garoppolo in San Francisco, because we see Jimmy now, we're like, dude, the guy's trash.
Well, what I would tell you is Niner fans thought that in real time about Jimmy.
Not all Niner fans. Not all Niner fans. Some of it was
he throws 3 or 4 Jimmy
I said
throws
that. I
a game. That's what Niner fans said. He didn't score an offensive touchdown for like 6 quarters, and they won 2 playoff games on the road, for Christ's sake. Jimmy Garoppolo couldn't hold Brock's jockstrap. What are we doing?
Guys, I mean, he's a good quarterback. He's exactly what you guys need right now. But I'll tell you what, we are all praying in Seattle. Here's what we are all praying in Seattle.
What's that?
The day comes when we turn on 93.3 KJRFM and Softy and Dick are saying, ladies and gentlemen, Brock Purdy has just signed a 5-year, $400 million contract with the San Francisco 49ers. And we are celebrating. Do you realize how much we would celebrate the day that Brock Purdy becomes a top 5 paid quarterback in the NFL? We cannot wait. Meanwhile, the Seahawks will be in the midst of like their second year with a rookie making $800,000 a year, giving you a 95 quarter passer rate.
I love that. Dick, let me ask you before we leave, and I appreciate the time, man. You're a good sport as always. Does the rivalry still hit for Seahawk fans? Does it still resonate up there in the Pacific Northwest?
It absolutely does, and you'll feel it. You'll feel it on Thursday night. It resonates. The place will be hopping. It'll be packed. It'll be weird because it's Thanksgiving. We've never hosted a Thanksgiving night game before, so that's going to be different. I don't know if there'll be empty seats. I don't know if that means there'll be more 49er fans because Seahawks fans are at home, with their families watching.
Is that an excuse?
TV, so.
The 12s. I expect better from the 12s.
Come on.
I expect better from the 12s.
I can't criticize. I'm in your state right now. I'm not going to the game because I'm in your state right now with my folks for Thanksgiving. So I think there's a lot of people like that.
Are they Niner fans?
No. My folks? No. they're season ticket holders. So there's 4 right there. Who knows who they're going to? We sold them.
Oh, boy. Might be some Niner fans because Niner fans have been
I want to make sure that I get the summary right of this phone call. Geno Smith is Tom Brady in the 2-minute drill down 3, and Brock Purdy is a victim of Kyle Shanahan and Jimmy Garoppolo's success. Anything else I missed?
I would probably preface your thing. Your first part of that is the best of Geno Smith is the last 2 minutes of the game. So very, very mediocre for 58 minutes. Very, very good for 2. But if there's 2 minutes, I want my quarterback to be very, very good. It's the last 2 minutes of the game.
I guess they legalized fentanyl in Washington.
Oh, yeah, there's plenty of it.
Yeah, there is plenty of it up there. I was there last year for Thursday Night Football. Real quick, Dick, 30 seconds or less, the running game. How's it going to look without Kenneth Walker III, a running game that has struggled this season, 25th in the NFL in rushing yards per game?
I love Kenneth Walker, guys. And I think if Kenneth Walker doesn't go, I see, a 7 to 10 point win for San Francisco. I think Kenneth Walker means that much. I think if Kenneth Walker plays and they actually commit to giving him the football, which they've done sporadically this year and has driven me nuts. I got the same problem with my offensive coordinator of the Huskies. Even though they're 11-0, they don't run the ball enough for my liking. I love what you guys do and how much you guys run the ball down there. But Charbonnet, I haven't seen the ability to be a lead back yet. He hasn't got that much opportunity to be a lead back. He's a really good complementary back. He runs hard, catches the ball out of the backfield really, really well. But they need Ken Walker if they're going to win this game on Thursday.
Thanks for having fun.
Dick Fain, you're always good, man. Tell Softy we said what's up. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
No, don't tell Softy I said what's up.
Well, no, we know Softy and Shasky. They don't
tell
really
him
get
I said
along.
what's up.
I got no problem with Softy, man. I got no problem with him. He's harmless. Dick, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, man. Thanks for spending some time with us.
Sounds good. We're probably going to see a rematch in the playoffs in the second round when we face you guys again.
You going to wave the white flag as you come out of the tunnel of that game too?
Probably.
I'm not falling for it. I'm not falling for it. He's downplaying everything. Dick Fain knows he wants this one. He is downplaying it all because if they do win on Thanksgiving, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. But you know what, Shasky, I got to say, I was very disappointed with you during the first hour. Very disappointed. Spinoni, give me a thumbs up if you got what I need. If you got what I need, give me a thumbs up. But I was just like, the respect for their jerseys.
No, I just said I didn't mind them.
You said you didn't mind them, kind of liked them, you kind of didn't.
It's unique.
A lot of love for Pete Carroll.
Like Guru, I like being different.